Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the lack of trust in the relationship. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So in the relationship, there were so many things that were lacking on the behalf of the narcissist. And one was trust. You couldn't trust them. And I will really dig into this topic. Trust is something that is created, it's formed, it's got to be mutual. In any healthy or stable relationship, trust must be given and it must be received. And it must be able to be counted on. Example, when you're in a relationship with somebody, whatever it is, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, romantic, friend, whatever, you need to believe that what they are telling you is true and it's accurate. And vice versa, they need to believe that what you are telling them is true and accurate. Example, where you were last night, where you are right now, what you're studying, where you're going, things like that. When you are trustworthy and you are an empath and you are a person who believes in humanity and you don't know what narcissism is, you are in a very vulnerable position. This is most likely one of the ways the narcissist sniffed you out and they figured out what made you tick. They did their homework on you. They did the reconnaissance all about you. They figured out your hopes, dreams, aspirations, your plans, your goals, where you were, your past relationships, where you are, where you're living, where you want to be, do you want to create a family, etc. And trust was something that you were giving to the narcissist in the very beginning of that relationship. Now, they weren't giving it back to you, because I can assure you, when you were in that relationship, when it was budding or just beginning, and perhaps you even experienced the euphoric stage / love bomb stage, when that relationship was in its infancy, the narcissist was already removing themselves from other relationships, possibly even discarding people. And when I say relationships, notice it's plural. I'm not suggesting there was just one person that perhaps they discarded before they entered the relationship with you, because the narcissist needs multiple sources of supply to regulate themselves. They don't bank on just one person being there for them, because every once in a while that person is going to block them and go no contact, etc. once they get the wisdom and apply the tools. But let's talk about the friendships or romantic relationships. The narcissists, what they do is they look to recycle people, and it doesn't have to be those two, it can be family or coworkers or colleagues. They look to recycle people and they have no shame, they don't care. So once they treated you poorly, let's say they devalued you, after they put you way up high on the pedestal and they praised you and you were the flavor of the month and the best employee, etc. You were being love bombed back then, but you didn't even know it because you didn't know what narcissism was. But now, after you had made the company a lot of money, or you were supposed to get a promotion, etc., and the narcissist turned out to be your boss, who was the toxic workplace bully, they're not going to give you the pay raise or anything. Now they're going to turn a negative eye to you. They're not going to give you the praise and the accolades because the love bombing is over. They've already taken what they wanted from you. Now they'll devalue you and make your life miserable in that occupation. I hear this virtually every single day during one-on-one sessions, not exclusive to the business relationship, but with moms, dads, aunts, uncles, romantic relationships, friends, alleged friends who turn out to be flying monkeys, wink, wink. But the narcissist will not give you trust. You cannot ever trust the narcissist. Think about when you were in the relationship. Let's say it was a romantic relationship for a moment, and you would ask the narcissist, hey, where were you last night, or where were you yesterday, etc. Many times they would say, what's the problem? This isn't the Inquisition. I don't have to answer anything to you. Wherever I was my concern. What's it to you? You're so insecure. Go get help. You need a therapist. I can't believe that I even spent time with you. They would say things like that because they're trying to keep you off the scent of discovering where they were. Now let's say you ask them that same question. Hey, where were you last night, narcissist? Again, you didn't know they were a narcissist back then, but maybe they would say, well, where were you last night? I tried to reach you and I couldn't get a hold of you. And then you would look at your phone and you would say, no, you didn't. There's nothing here. And they're like, oh, I meant to send that text. Sorry, I apologize. I forgot to hit the send button, or my phone died, or my battery died, but they will get you off the trail of figuring out where they were and who they were with. Now, again, when you can't trust somebody, specifically that person, the person you're thinking about, then it's really a debilitating state to be existing in, because what you were doing is you were working for that relationship. And what you were trying to do was be the glue that kept it together. And you were trusting that the narcissist was going to keep their word. You were trusting that they were going to behave properly. You were trusting that they were going to do what they said they would do. You were trusting in everything that they feature faked with you about. You were trusting that, yes, when they did get the inheritance or when they did sell the house, that they would give you their share, etc. Meaning the narcissist said, hey, you pay for me for the first 10 years of our lives, and once I get whatever's coming to me, I'll take care of you and pay it back. But those days never came. The narcissist was spending your money left, right, and center. They were financially abusing you, verbally abusing you, physically abusing you at times, mentally abusing you, spiritually abusing you. Your health took a hit, your status took a hit, your network of friends took a hit, your social circle took a hit. Your health, if I didn't say that, everything took a hit. And you were trusting that you could get strong enough or be strong enough to maintain that relationship, that you could keep it together. But everything falls apart around the narcissist, and every relationship the narcissist enters has an expiration date. These are built on quicksand. They're built on houses of cards. There is no stability in these relationships. There is no growing together. There is no healthy communication. What you will get is blame shifting, the silent treatment, stonewalling. You will be blamed for anything possible, and yet you will be expected to bring your A game and regulate the narcissist. Remember, in the narcissistic relationship, there are two sets of rules. There's a set of rules for the narcissist, which means they can do whatever they want to do. And there's a set of rules for you, which means you can't do anything that they don't want you to do, and you must do what they want you to do, because if you don't, there will be a very hefty price to pay. Example, let's say they wanted you to attend an event with them, and you were supposed to drive, and you wanted that you were going to make them look good, and whether you knew it or not, you were going to be triangulating. You would be triangulated with somebody you didn't even know about. I hope you wrap your head around what I'm sharing with you. But then let's just say something came up and you couldn't attend that event. Well, now there goes their perfect plan of triangulating the new supply, because you wouldn't be there, you wouldn't drive them, you wouldn't make them look good, you wouldn't be looking good because you wouldn't be attending, and now they have to go by themselves, or maybe they didn't go at all. That's one microcosm of the thousands upon hundred thousands of layers to be peeled back on the narcissistic abusive cycle. And triangulation's a huge one. It's my least favorite thing these people do. That's another one. Think about all the barbecues you attended, or the holidays or events or vacations, or maybe just average communication with people, neighborhoods, etc. Well, many times you would be looking at the narcissist. Again, you didn't know that's who they were, but they would be a little too close to some people, and you'll be scratching your head saying, wait a minute, that look that you gave them, that's what you normally give me. Meaning it's a look of fawning eyes and batting their eyelashes and rosy cheeks, etc. But you just gave that to a complete stranger. What's going on there? And then you had two options. One, you would call them out and say, hey, I noticed that you were a little too close with that person at the barbecue yesterday. What's going on there? Again, they will dump on you. They will verbally abuse you, say you're jealous. What's your problem? Go get help. You need a therapist, etc. You're so insecure. Or they will say, oh, that's just somebody. I just met them, and it's no big thing. It's just an old friend, an old high school friend. Or you could be quiet and not say a word. And that's what the narcissist wants you to do many times, is to not have a voice, to not express your opinions, to not express your disbelief in who they are, to not express the lack of honesty and the lack of trust that you had in that relationship with them. Because once trust is broken in any relationship, narcissistic relationship or not, it cannot be repaired. It would take a lot of work for somebody, and I'm going to rephrase that. I'm not talking about a narcissistic relationship. You can never trust these people. I'm talking about a healthy, stable person. If trust is broken and you give them another opportunity, okay, well, that's up to you. It's on you. You can do what you want to do, and you can see if they're going to behave properly. And if they do, okay, well, then you can trust them a little bit more and more. But with a narcissistic relationship, once trust is broken, you can't go backwards, because you can't unsee what you've seen. And the trust that you gave to them, they threw it away. They crumbled it up like a sheet of paper and threw it away on the freeway. The narcissist takes anything of value that was yours: love, empathy, trust, money, kindness, ability to be a good person. And what they want to do is they want to step on it, and they want to crush it. They don't want you to be you. They want you to be an extension of them. They want you to not trust them, believe it or not. That's why so frequently when you're in these relationships, you're walking around on eggshells and you're scratching your head, because you know something is wrong, but you didn't know the definitions. You didn't know the terms in the glossary on the cycle. So you couldn't put your experiences together with real life terms. That's why when you're in this relationship for a period of time, let's say specifically post love bomb / euphoric stage, that's when you would be saying, something's wrong here. I can't identify it. I don't know what it is, but I'm not feeling good. Something's off, and I'm being treated less than. This is all by design. It's all by design from the narcissist, because they had done this before they met you. then they did it with you, and now they're doing it with somebody else, i.e. the new supply or the new supply. But the narcissist wants you uncomfortable. They want you doubting yourself. They don't want you believing in yourself. The narcissist doesn't want you trusting in your instincts or your intuition. And that is what you were doing when you were in that relationship, because you became a shell of yourself. You lost yourself, and you were thinking you could get back to that love bomb / euphoric stage when everything appeared to be puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies, but you can't ever get back there for a length of time. Maybe you'll get back there for a couple hours, maybe a day, maybe 2 days, but then again, that's not sustainable, because the narcissist wears a mask, and that mask, if it's not super glued to their face, which it was in the beginning of that relationship, it needs to fall off, because the narcissist wants to put on a new mask and manipulate new people, new shiny objects, new unsuspecting people, or recycle old people. The narcissist is always on the prowl. They're looking for something they will never find, which is a person who will keep up with their toxicity, who will tolerate their toxicity, and who won't break. That wasn't you. It certainly wasn't me, because as I mentioned earlier, each and every narcissistic relationship has an expiration date, and most likely when yours ended, and by the way, my heart goes out to you, but when yours ended, it probably was because you were putting up a boundary. You probably said something like, hey, I didn't sign up for this, what's going on? Or who's that person you're spending all this time with? Or why are you staying so late at work 7 days a week? Or how come you're not here any longer? It could have been then. Those things are so many more. Or maybe you found an email that maybe they sent you a text that was meant for somebody else, and maybe it was on purpose, maybe it wasn't, because maybe they were trying to get you to end it for them, the reverse discard, which is a whole different video. The thing is this, is when you are, before you met the narcissist, you thought everybody on the planet thought like you did, and that they were stable and healthy, and there would be no games in this thing called life. Fine, that's what I thought. Then you meet the narcissist and your world is rocked. It's turned upside down. You think you just met the best thing since sliced bread, but what you just met was your arch enemy, a person who's trying to take you down 6 feet under, if you will. And that's what these people want to do. They don't want you to exist. Not trying to trigger you, just letting you know that that's what they want. They don't want anybody living their best life. They don't want many people doing anything. Having said all those things, then when the relationship ended, you had to heal. You had to slow your life down and process things. You had to perhaps process childhood wounds, meditate, journal, see a therapist, watch videos, read, etc. You did a whole bunch of things, and then you reached the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where you no longer care about the narcissist or that period of time, meaning flying monkeys, enablers, etc. Those people, they're all in the past. You've blocked them, gone no contact, etc., deleted them, removed all flying monkeys and people associated with them. When you do those things, now you see the world through a different set of eyes, and now you can identify toxicity left, right, and center, and now you know the possibilities of what could be in one's mind. Example, you see a beautiful couple walking down the street. Maybe they're older and they're up there in the years, and they're holding hands and walking down the street. And maybe the old version of you before you met the narcissist is you would have looked at that couple and said, wow, they're beautiful. They're probably the love of each other's life, and they've been together for 50 plus years, and this is just the most amazing relationship ever. Well, now you don't really think that way. That is one potential possibility of hundreds that you could come up with, but I'll give you a couple other ones right now with that older couple walking down the street holding hands. Maybe one of those two is cheating on the other person. In other words, maybe they're not a couple. Maybe that's just a rendezvous in a different city. I don't care how old or young people are. Think of it that way. Maybe they're not married, they're not a couple, and they're cheating. One or both of them are cheating on their spouses, which are in a different environment. Second thing could be either one of those people could be a narcissist, and they're just out walking around making it seem like their life is the best life ever with their spouse or whoever that person is. But behind the scenes, when they get back to their house, in those four walls, there will be abuse, there'll be rage fits, gaslighting, stonewalling, blame shifting, etc. You see, not everything is as it appears to be on this planet. It took us a mountain of work to process this and to heal properly once we came out of the narcissistic abusive cycle, because we are changed forever. The possibilities of who an individual may or may not be are literally endless, but no longer do we believe in the Disney-esque part that everyone has our best interest at heart, or everyone's relationship is puppies and rainbows, and that's what we need. That's what we thought we needed. And then we entered the narcissistic relationship, and we realized that not only was the narcissist trying to destroy us, but we couldn't trust them. We lost all of our resources. We lost our identity to them. We became a shell of ourselves, and we lost direction. And then again, if we were discarded or we ended it ourselves, we had to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps, dust ourselves off, heal, slow our lives down, and process things, and really wrap our head around what possibilities are in humanity. They're not all unicorns and rainbows, not even close. There are so many different types of people, and there are so many different people that do wear masks, not exclusive to the narcissist, but the narcissist is what we're talking about. So the lack of trust in the narcissistic relationship, you didn't have it, you gave it. But as I mentioned, it was a one-way relationship to Destructionsville. The narcissist would gladly take your trust, and that would give them the key to do whatever they wanted to. That's why they broke your trust over and over and over again. And when you are trapped in that devaluation stage, i.e. the narcissistic fog, and you're trusting that the narcissist will keep their word, you're trusting that the narcissist will change, you're trusting that the narcissist will improve, what they're doing is they're just giving you lip service. They're telling you what you want to hear, and as soon as your back is turned, or you go to work, boom, they're gonna do it all over again, because it's their nature, it's what they do. They are cheaters, they are liars, they are untrustworthy, they deteriorate over time, they do not improve. They never take the lessons of the past and apply them to present day, other than how to fine-tune the mask onto their face, how to super glue it, and how to manipulate other people, other unsuspecting people or other recycled people. But that's why the cycle will continue to go on and on and on. And unfortunately, it must go on without you in it. Meaning, unfortunately, the cycle has to go on. My hope is you're out of the narcissistic relationship, or you're removing yourself, or developing and creating an exit plan, which is what I help so many people with during one-on-one sessions. But understand the lack of trust in the narcissistic relationship, it was littered everywhere from the minute you met them. Think about this. Did they tell you the truth of who they were? No, they didn't. Did they paint the past in a different light? Maybe telling you that they were vulnerable or they had a rough childhood, etc.? Probably. Did they tell you how many times they were married? Maybe, maybe not. Did you ever really know the narcissist? That would be the main question for the video. Think about it for a minute. Did you ever really know the narcissist? No, you didn't. They don't even know themselves. They change the mask so many times, they manipulate so many people, they have to keep track of so many lies, that they are a sinking ship, they're a ticking time bomb, they're a walking implosion just waiting to detonate. The path with these people is to go no contact, block them, delete them, remove all fly monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? But get as far away from these people as you possibly can. If you have the ability to remove yourself, specifically in the proximity or the household of the narcissist, I strongly suggest you do so. Because these people will continue to take from you. They will continue to lie to you. They will continue to break your trust, and they will continue to take advantage of you. And that's exactly what the narcissist does. But back then, when we entered that relationship, we didn't know what we know now. You see, you can't unsee what you've seen, and the experiences that you've endured, coupled with your knowledge on the narcissistic abusive cycle, it does equal wisdom. And with that wisdom is a newfound superpower. With that newfound superpower comes great responsibility. So you need to slow your life down. You need to not overshare. You need to understand that there are people that don't have your best interest at heart. And the narcissist was at the top of that list, and they still are, no matter where they are on the planet, meaning there are other narcissists who won't have your best interest at heart. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. And the lack of trust in the narcissistic relationship, it was everywhere. You gave everything to a fault. You were believing in that person was who they claimed to be. You were trusting that they would keep their word, etc. But then that all fell apart because the narcissist kept on breaking your trust, and they were not trustworthy. And they knew that, and they know that now. So the path is to really separate yourself from these people. I love you all. God bless you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.